I think for where Workday was in, and we are in our growth strategy, it was definitely time to, as we passed through about the 10,000 person or 10,000 employee mark, to really think about how we operate at that next level of growth, how we operate in a broader context. And so for me, OKRs were really a tremendous opportunity to do a couple of things. First of all, to help us align and really concentrate our forces against those things that were going to matter most, become clear-minded as it relates to that. I think second, to help us really think about from a team perspective, how do we align and enable and support our teams to think about in the context of that work. And then finally, I think, how do we think about accountability? How do we use OKRs as a forcing function? It really started with our executive team and individual conversations with our CEO, our chief operating officer, our chief people officer, our chief product officer. We were having a similar set of discussions on what would be the best way for us to really align and focus our intentions as a company, and invite and enable everyone to participate in that. All, nearly 12,000 employees. And so it started at the top of the house with our most senior folks coming together, appreciating that we needed a set of principles to help us operate, in this sort of new growth space. And then it was just very, it was very organic. I think that there are sort of three very sort of discrete and specific ways to think about strategy to execution, right? And you've got the organization strategy, and you've got that sort of organization layer. And for us, at least, localizing at the senior leadership team levels, having the ability to set a sort of beacon and blueprint for what we wanted to go accomplish. And then at the organization level, for teams to localize that. And for us, localization versus cascade was a very intentional activity, because again, our goal was to inspire, was to enable, was to engage our teams. We're now seeing, and one of the reasons that OKRs are so powerful is that work is increasingly done through teams or teams of teams. And so, I do believe that teams are really sort of the new point of organizational primacy. For a long time, it used to be the role, it used to be the individuals, and now whether it's networks or teams, that's the reality. And so at Workday, we actually identify and localize that work at the team level. At the end of the day, a team owns, the outcomes we're trying to achieve and accomplish there. At Workday, we keep our OKRs and team OKRs in WorkBoard, and that's the, platform we use to do that. And then we look at our individual contribution and our, talent management practices, or what we call performance enablement in Workday. So I would say sort of aligned, accountable, and enabled. How do we work together to align? I would say accountable. How do we each hold ourselves accountable? And then ultimately, how do we enable? And I really think at Workday, it has helped us concentrate forces and align around those things that matter most. I think it's helped each of us maintain a level of accountability in what we commit to, and how we now practice that in the rhythm of our business. And then I do absolutely believe it's enabled our teams to operate better. It's enabled our individuals to collaborate more effectively. It's enabled us to have, an organization. I think WorkBoard obviously has been an essential part of us taking that practice, taking that discipline, and then literally putting it into practice. It makes it part of that cadence of our business. People were excited, they were energized, they were happy to come with new platforms and new capabilities to collaborate and contribute together. And I'll tell you sort of maybe a little funny story, but we accomplished a pretty big outcome that we had set out as a KR, and the team actually got around WorkBoard to click, yes, we've done that, and then see the confetti and the celebration around that. So, you would think a little geeky, but people love that. They want to say, yeah, we set out a bold aspiration to accomplish something, and we, literally joined around, this individual's, screen as she identified our collective accomplishment, and we had a little, that celebration. So that idea of celebrating, of accomplishing together, of being able to see that and publish it, has just been, for us, really super cool. And so one of the things that, I really believe OKRs and a platform that allows us to, on a, let's say a quarterly basis, which is how we use OKRs, to really reimagine and rethink work. What do we want to accomplish now? I actually believe it's going to really support and enable teams of teams to come together faster and more thoughtfully. That it's going to be a platform to help us build more agility within organizations. But I do think that investing in whether it's OKRs as a philosophy or a set of principles, and then a platform that enables people to collaborate against outcomes in different ways, I think it's a big part of the future of the way we should all expect to work.